Hmm? Oh, they think they think I am late. I'm about to put some content out for these viewers, or I got content done already. Anyway, oh by the way, hello viewers, me again. Another beautiful day. Hope your 5 senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Yeah. Alright, now Steamos 3.7 stable rolls out with updated Linux kernel, expanding AMD handheld support. Valve today released Steamos 3.7.8 to their stable channel as for the first stable version of their Arch Linux-based Steamos 3.7 operating system. Notable with this Steamos 3.7 stable release is providing limited support for other AMD-powered gaming handheld beyond just the Steam Deck. The Lenovo Legion Go S is the initially supported handheld alternative to the Steam Deck that is now supported by SteamOS. SteamOS 3.7 stable update also brings an update to desktop mode as well as an update Arch Linux base and Linux kernel. It says here SteamOS 3.7.8 releases relying on the Linux 6.11 kernel. There's also update to the Mesa package for newer Radeon graphics driver support. The SteamOS desktop mode update is making use of KDE Plasma 6.2, Plasma 6.2.5, and then it says some of the other SteamOS 3.7.8 changes include support for frame limiting with VRR display, battery charge limit control under settings, crash fixes, update control support, various Bluetooth improvement, AMD P-State driver usage, and various performance enhancement. And more details on the big SteamOS 3.7.8 released via steampower.com. Alright, we got 10 comments here. Let's see what they're yapping about here in the comments. That's what they got. Let's see here. What's this? Who's up? Our boy said this. I look at the blog post and in the comments at Steam blog, I didn't see any answer to these questions. What version of Proton is this shipping with? Is KDE Plasma operating using X11 or Wayland in desktop mode? And then who's this? Die said this. It says you can select Proton specific version per game in Steam. It's not bound to specific one version, X11. And then Dylan said this. I can confirm this is correct. GameScope uses Wayland, but the desktop itself is X11 for now. And then Danny said this. Strange that they have not updated it to Linux 6.12 or Plasma 6.3, and that they hide the Mesa version in the release notes. I guess they want to leave something to do and brag about in the next update. That's cool, as I don't have a Steam Deck yet, and my desktop / laptop I control Linux Mesa Plasma version, and for sure are more up to date than what Valve offers for SteamOS. And then who is this? And then Dylan said this. I did bet that 99% of people playing with the Steam Deck don't care about the kernel / Mesa version and just want to play games with good performance. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Linux users are versatile, so they love using different they love using laptop, desktop, and the Steam Deck. Yeah. Anyway, what else we got here? And then the burrito said this. He's responding to Dylan. He said this. I did argue the choice is for stability, not good performance. Newer kernels, especially newer Mesa versions, improve performance / fix bugs, but can introduce new bugs and have potential stability issues. A slow and steady approach is a best for commercial products like the Steam Deck, where people expect it to just work, TM. And then American Locomotive said this. He said he's responding to Burrito. He said the Steam Deck itself lists the driver as AMD RADV 24.2.99. I believe Valve's kernel and Mesa versions are modified based on older stable version with specific patch applies. And then who was this? Murray said this to Danny. He's responding to Danny. The Steam Deck firmware has a long testing phase. These are the latest versions when 3.7 was first released. Facts. And who is this? Let's see, who is this? And then Super Ice said this. He's responding to Burrito Triangle. He said the stability argument makes the choice of the kernel 6.11 make less sense. IMO 6.11 went EOL in December of late last year, so any bugs and security issues won't be fixed in the main line, which creates more work for Valve. It would have made more sense for them to use the 6.12 kernel, which will be supported for 2 years longer. See, this is why you read the comments, because you know these guys got their little expertise. And who else is this? And then see, Ez said this. Hopefully this is one of the last until SteamOS 3.8 gets released and for general use, not just decks. Anyway, and that's the output. Now let's go to let's go to who is this? Okay, one more. Let's go to steampowered.com and see what they got on this. Let's see what they have. Okay, let's see here. SteamOS 3.7.8 Go Country. What they got here? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have to do it. Actually, let me go through this. It says here, this is the first release of SteamOS 3.7 to the stable channel. The below notes are for changes since SteamOS 3.6.24, for changes relative to previous 3.7 beta builds you use here. Okay, we'll leave the link. And then it says this update was re-released with additional client changes. It says general update to newer Arch Linux base, update the Linux kernel to 6.11, update the Mesa graphics driver base, desktop mode now ships with Plasma 6.2.5, add support for frame limiting with VRR display, internal and external, add battery charge limit controls to settings, power. The option allow you to set the maximum charge limit for your Steam Deck. Limit the charge limit to 80% can be beneficial for long-term battery health. This can be useful if your Steam Deck is constantly being charged, e.g. docked, or very rarely has it battery depleted. Fix a crash when no display are connected. Add official support for the Lenovo Legion Go S. Improve support for other AMD powered handheld like the ROG Ally and the original Legion Go. It says update the SteamOS recovery image for repairing SteamOS on Steam Deck and Legion Go S. If you like to test the SteamOS on your own AMD powered handheld, you can use the SteamOS recovery image and follow the instructions here. I'll leave the link. It says here controls and input. Add support for our Proteus BioWave controller. Fix an issue where Switch Pro controller gyros might not work on the first connection. Fix an issue with stuck/hanging controller input when exiting Steam. Bluetooth. Fix Bluetooth device still being able to wake the Steam Deck from suspend even when Bluetooth was disabled from desktop mode. Enable HFP/ADB HSP profile to allow using the integrated microphone from headset and earbuds. Currently only available to select in desktop mode. Add battery level display for support Bluetooth device. Include a bug fix for AirPods when using the AAC codec. Bluetooth controller can now wake LCD's unit from sleep. Previously only available on the OLED models. Known issue, Bluetooth LE-based controllers are not currently compatible with Bluetooth. Wake on LCD models. Steam Deck dock made compatibility improvement for certain displays, including TCL Fire TV models and Dell VRR Dell VRR capable monitors. Says graphics performance. Enable AMD P-State CPU frequency control. Fix a performance regression for no rest for the wicked. Okay. Desktop. Update to Plasma 6.2.5. Previously 5.27.10. See the big changes in Plasma 6 here. We'll leave the link. Surround sound now works correctly. Enable the settings is currently only available via desktop mode. KDE File Lite is now installed by default for disk usage of visualization and low disk space notification. Speed robustness improvement when switching between desktop and game modes. Fix a common cause of hang when switching to desktop mode. Fix some cases where Steam could take up 90 seconds to exit or on shutdown or switch to desktop. Add GoCry PTFS support to desktop sessions to enable use of the Plasma Vault features. MISC. Fix some cases where filter, chain, or other virtual sounds device would erroneously appear in UI. Fix cases where applying system updates could fail if certain configuration files were corrupted or malformed. Various enhancements to system reports, functionality for support and troubleshooting. Fix compatibility issues with certain DNS servers causing very slow domain lockups. Improve responsiveness of system when running into out-of-memory crash situation. Enable IPv6 privacy extension by default. Fix a bootloader crash on certain non-Steam Deck devices, including QEMU space-based virtual machines. Known issues. Super NES controller can erroneously show up as connected when they are not. Developer. Update to 6.11 base kernel. Added debugging FOD URLs for SteamOS. Add system socket add system D socket units to the default list of etc. files preserved across updates. When running in a virtual machine VM, it says system will now default to desktop sessions. Swap files now uses standard MK swap functionality instead of shipping an ad hoc MK swap file. Again, script. It says the SteamOS read-only command now warns that the status might not be accurate when system exits, that SYS EXTS are loaded. Fix a case that could introduce duplicate boot entries for device manually setups to dual boot. The Pac-Man cache is now cleaned after applying a SteamOS update. Fixes stable cache errors and working with Pac-Man after switching branches. We've just shipped an update. We've just shipped an updated Steam Deck client to the stable channel, and then it says additional client changes. Fix an issue preventing some apps from installing on the Legion Go S. Add SteamOS compatible library tab on the Legion Go S. Yeah, and those are the updates with the article in the comments. You got 775 thumbs up. You got 64 in discussion right now. So yeah, this is 3.7.8 for the SteamOS. So you Steam Deck nerds, you're good. Legion Go, good. It even mentioned the Asus ROG in this too. It says like the ROG, they have the ROG Ally and the original Legion Go. So yeah, that should do it. So you guys, you're good. Yeah, updates are like this, rolling in. Oh yeah. You know, Valve, they're on it, man. You know, 19,000 plus games. Yeah, this update should take care of a lot of things, but if you got an issue, you know, you can always go to Valve and put it in a report. They'll look into it. So yeah, more updates rolling in. Yeah, I gotta upload this video plus the video about Elden Rings, where they were talking about having a two-player mode in Elden Rings, because they only have like 1 and 3, so they might update it in a future update. But then I elaborated on it. Night Range should have been like what's that? Dungeons and Dragon Tower of Doom, or Shadows of Mysteria, where 4 people can play at the same time. Yeah. Or like Gauntlet Legends. Yeah. So I gotta upload that with this, but this little update should improve a lot of things. But there will be more updates to come. I will leave all the links in the description box. Okay. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, Star Wars, Star Trek thing. Board, Dark Side. Go. Peace.